Eugene Todd and Mark Weitzman in 4th, 5th, and 6th place.
Started out 5 days ago. We are down to these 6 right now. It is going to be on the mouth, Mike Matusow. Looks down at a very impressive, big, slick ace-king. And the mouth has been kind of quiet for a mouth tonight, huh? Wouldn't you say?
Trying to maintain his focus.
Where is it?
Comes in for $225,000 here.
Into Eugene Todd, Mr. Brooklyn, who also got another small pair of threes this time.
Well, Vincent, back-to-back hands. He's picked up small pairs, but someone's raised in front of him.
What's up, kid?
Well, part of Eugene's problem here as well is that there's still 4 players yet to act behind him, even if he makes this call, but he doesn't. Lays down the threes.
And now Scott Yoon, the real estate broker from Virginia, he's got ace-4 this time.
Lays his hand down. Roy Winston out as well.
And now it's on Haralabos, who has a queen-6 in the small blind. He won't play that. So the only one to beat is the math whiz, Mr. Mark. And he goes away.
So Mike Matusow picks up the blinds and antes, flips over the ace-king.
And just like that, the mouth gets fed again, raking in the chips.
Well, Vince, one thing the mouth was doing earlier all week long in this tournament is raving about the structure here. It's what we call a deep stack tournament. All the players in the tournament started with 30,000 in chips, meaning you could take a hit or two early on and still be alive in this tournament. He loves this structure.
Well, all the final players usually love the structure. They rave about it.
Well, you got a point there.
All right, back to the table on Mr. Brooklyn, Eugene Todd. And this time he picks up big slick, ace-king of diamonds.
Well, very nice
Doesn't look
hand.
like it's moving now.
Let's see what Eugene's going to do with it.
And Mr. Brooklyn's going to put the chips out there with a raise.
Yep, he bets $240,000 here.
Scott Yoon folding into the anesthesiologist. He won't play.
How much is it?
Now it's around the Haralabos. And look at this, Vince. He has looked down and found 2 aces.
Oh.
He's got bullets, as we say.
Oh.
He is looking to shoot down the Brooklynite right here. Usually when the guy raises under the gun, he's got a pretty strong hand. Haralabos knows that. He has the best hand possible, of course, the 2 aces. So what do you want to do to extract chips? As many as possible. How much to raise?
And look at Mr. Brooklyn looking across from the table. They're saying, forget about it.
75.
I got a big hand too, sir.
The raise $375,000.
Well, the raise is $375,000.
Mark Weitzman folding, mouth going out, back into Mr. Brooklyn.
Well, Vince, he is faced with a tough decision right now as to what to do. No doubt about that. Him and Haralabos have nearly the exact same amount of chips. Both of them with a little over 1.8 million in chips.
Well, this could be a complete disaster here for Eugene Todd. But what a big hand he has. Little does he know what a monster he's up against.
He raised it under the gun. He's been re-raised right now. It's the kind of hand generally, if you're going to play it, you may just go ahead and raise it all in right here. But that could spell doom for the New Yorker.
I'm all in.
Oh, boy.
Well, he's come over the top and gone all in. The dream words that you want to hear if you're Haralabos Vulgaris. He quickly calls him, obviously, with the 2 aces. And you can see the New Yorker shrugging his shoulders. Wow, what can I do here? I can't believe this guy's got 2 aces.
This is a knife fight for Mr. Brooklyn, and he is disgusted. We've seen him once before on the WPT. He bombed out early, but he's a great personality, and you can't blame him. How do you get away from this hand?
Well, the crowd on their feet. Here comes the flop. It's 10-7-4. That is no good for Eugene. He's now got to catch 2 runners, and they both got to be paint cards of some sort. Either a running queen-jack or 2 running kings. That is all. If it's not a Picasso card on the turn, he's going to sit back down and be all in the big blind. And there it is. The 3 of hearts comes off. Well, it doesn't matter what the river card is. Haralabos Vulgaris has doubled up, crippling the New Yorker.
Well, I don't think he realizes it. He almost wanted to shake hands and just get the heck out, but he does realize he has a few extra chips sticking around, so he gets to stay.
Eugene Todd taking a big hit there, Vince.
Oh, yes, he did. And Haralabos sticking it to him. Mr. Brooklyn in trouble. Stay tuned. 6 players still remain here on the World Poker Tour.
At the
Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa. We got one of the greatest casinos in Atlantic City, and if not the country. You know, we just look forward to hosting this great tournament. First prize is over $1.5 million, and the prize pool was over $5.4 million. So we're ecstatic. Anytime you can bring 560 top poker players from all over the world here playing for that kind of stakes, hey, it's all good.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. The Borgata Poker Open continues. 6 players remain, but it's almost like 5 1/8 because Eugene Todd, Mr. Brooklyn, just getting whacked on that last hand down to his last 25,000.
Well, 5,000 goes in for an ante. The other 20,000 goes into the big blind. And the big blind's supposed to be 80,000. So he only has a quarter of the amount of the big blind left in this tournament. In the meantime, Geralibus Vulgaris, who started his final table in 6th chip position, is now in 2nd place. And now it's over to Geralibus. He looks down at the 5-3 of spade. He's going to call 80,000. He can't just call the 20,000. You must call the size of the big blind, at least what it's supposed to be.
Well, these guys can smell blood. They all want to take out Mr. Brooklyn right now. Mark Weitzman with the button has a 6-5 of clubs. He is pondering this.
I'll call that too.
Well, he's going to make the call also.
And now the mouth, who has an uneventful 4-9, but got some money in the pot already. And he's going to call.
Well, Vince, I don't blame him. There's 350,000 out there. Cost him 40,000 more to call.
And Eugene Todd actually with a pair of 8s.
So Eugene well out front right here to more than quadruple up.
Oh, boy, that's a rare thing in a poker game. Quad up.
The problem he's got to beat 3 other players.
Yeah.
Not easy to do.
And there's a side pot already existing that Eugene Todd cannot win, even if he should win.
And already we've got 180,000 in the side pot, which is more than the main pot.
Will this be the last hand Eugene Todd sees? We will see. Here come the first 3.
Now flop comes Jack 8-3 with 2 clubs. Eugene has flopped 3 8s.
And look at him looking back. Actually disgusted and disheartened. Why do you pick up a set when you have no money? He's thinking to himself.
Well, you're right, Vince. That's exactly what he's thinking. But in the meantime, Mark Weitzman has flopped a flush draw, and he's going to bet here, Vince.
Yeah, and he's going to push the mouth out. He goes out. Geralibus with a pair of 3s not going to play.
Now, most of the time when a guy's all in, you might not bet, but because the side pot is bigger than the main pot, I think Mark's making a good bet right here to pick up that 180,000.
Well, he has done so. They turn up the hands, and we got a club flush draw up against a set.
So Mark needs a club that's not the 3 of clubs to eliminate Eugene Todd from this tournament.
Eugene Todd good-natured about it.
What the hell's the difference, bro? I think I don't even know if I want to leave or I want to stay, bro.
Eugene not knowing whether he wants to stay or go. Confused at this hand, and here's the turn.
Well, he's staying, Vince. He just made a full house on the turn, even though Mark made the flush.
Ironic right there.
Well, there you see Eugene's fan club high-fiving each other and clapping. He's going to take down this pot. And you remember that movie Saturday Night Fever, Vince? Well, the hit song in that movie was Staying Alive, and that's what Eugene Todd is doing right here. He is staying alive.
Oh, yes, as his fan base claps wildly. Mr. Brooklyn sticking around.
To move up a place means absolutely nothing to me at all. I don't care if I go out 6th, if I go out 5th, if I go out 4th, if I go out 3rd, I'm 2nd, I don't know, whatever. In poker, you definitely have to be ready to die because eventually you're going to die anyway. Only one guy's coming out of this day happy. Because even if you come in 2nd place, you know, you're still upset because you didn't win. Yo, the Borgata, man! I definitely feel I have a home field advantage because I live an hour and a half away. So this is the closest destination of all the WPT places that I play in. Today I'm going to bring all my friends are going to come down, my family. So if any place is home, this is home, you know? I used to be a stockbroker about 10 years ago. There's definitely correlations between playing the stock market and playing poker. You're gambling and there's got to be well-timed aggression. Obviously the most important thing in both of them is timing. In poker, at some point in time, you have to play back at somebody. And even if you don't have a hand, you're going to have to gamble somewhere along the line.
Just like that, Mr. Brooklyn says, hey, I'm walking here. I'm back in this game. 6 players remain.
Well, in truth, Vince, he's still just crawling in terms of chip count.
He quadrupled up,
well,
Mike.
He's got to win another pot before he's walking again, believe me. He was just still crawling with his amount of chips. Not that many chips. He didn't even have enough to put in the big blinds. But still, happy to be alive. No doubt
Listen,
about
he
it.
still has another bite of the pizza pie here. It's going to be on the doctor. Roy Winston, Rancho Mirage, California. He's the chip leader. This time he has an 8-4 of hearts. He elects to fold.
Rolibus looking down at a queen 3, lays it down.
And now Mark Weitzman gets out of the way.
Mattisau out as well, and here you go.
Eugene Todd kissing his chips goodbye. Puts them in with the king jack.
Well, you can't blame him for going all in there. And now Vince, Scott Yoon, who's known to be one of the tightest players you'll ever see at a poker table. Hard to believe he's not going to call this bet with 25,000. You have to call it.